Massive news, the Maple Leafs firing head coach Mike Babcock after a sixth straight loss, replacing him with Sheldon Keefe, who doesn't come in with an interim label. He is, it seems for now, the head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's bring in Justin Bourne. Justin, you worked side by side Sheldon Keefe for 2 seasons with the Marlies. What makes this move a positive one for the Leafs today?
Well, I think Sheldon has a really open mind. You know, he's a creative guy, and I think a lot of times in hockey you have people that just sort of teach what they've been taught, and hockey has its good old rules about how you should play. I think Sheldon is able to step back and think creatively, and kind of do things the way he thinks will work today. He's an original, and I think that's a really good thing for a roster that itself is very creative and talented. And it just seems to me to be a really nice fit, a good marriage between the two styles. And I think that Dubas has been looking for a little bit more of that, someone who knows how to play the instrument that he's built here.
So we know Sheldon Keefe coached the AHL Marlies. A lot of times the AHL coach will have to adapt to the style of the team's NHL coach, and that, of course, was Mike Babcock, who a lot of people deemed a little ancient for the current era of the NHL. So what will be noticeably different right away when Keefe steps behind the bench, or will it take some time for the team then to adjust to his style of coaching?
Well, I think the first thing you'll notice is just the effort from the team, just because this is an audition of sorts for the first time Sheldon Keefe will see them. So I think you'll see a lot of guys with their motors running a little bit better than they have been, at earlier times in this season. It's really tough to say tactically what will change, just because Sheldon has been playing the Mike Babcock system. I know at times he wanted to free up the defense in the American League a little bit more to come down from the blue line, get involved in the offensive zone a little bit more. And, Babcock and some of his staffs in the past have preferred the D to stay out of there and leave the room down low for the forwards to have a little bit more space. But so I would guess that there's one thing, is that you'll see the defense a little bit more active in the offensive zone.
So specifically, Justin, if you had to pinpoint a player or two that would jump out noticeably more with Sheldon Keefe's coaching style, who would those players be?
Yeah, that's a fun question too. I think that Sheldon is salivating to get to work with the likes of a Mitch Marner. That very much suits Sheldon's. He loves talent and skill. He by the way, he's not going to change things so much that he's not going to have these guys back check, forecheck, and play physical. But
of course not, right?
Right. But when you have those sort of special talent guys like a Mitch Marner comes to mind with Sheldon, I think that you're not going to see Marner play less. By any stretch of the imagination. It just seems to be the Sheldon's take. All
right, Justin, we know, again, there aren't many people that know Sheldon Keefe as good as you. So again, tell us maybe just one more thing before we go about Sheldon Keefe that Leaf fans would smile at if they heard it from you.
How about his attention to detail is unlike anyone I've worked with in any job. Very much the type of thing where if I were to put together a scouting report on a team that we were going to play, and I brought it to Sheldon, he would go through it and change the punctuation or the font or whatever. He wants to represent his message, and that reflects to what he expects of his players on the ice. That attention to detail is so crucial. He doesn't miss a trick, and he expects the same from his players.
Well, we know this Maple Leaf team needs a lot of attention right now. They're hoping Sheldon Keefe behind the bench helps change the course of this season. Thanks, Justin.